Hey guys, welcome back. I know it has been a while since I've done a sit down video, so yep, I think today is going to be a makeup one. Now, I recently posted a photo on my Instagram, which I'm gonna put right now on the screen for you, and a lot of you DM me about this makeup and really asked me what were the products that I was using. So I was gonna film a spring makeup look, so I think this one is. So it's just gonna be a shady one. I don't know why, I just have the urge to talk. Forgive me if this is going to be long, but like always, I like to speed up some of the process so you don't see a 20-minute makeup look. First and foremost, I'm not a makeup artist. I just really love makeup and I like to talk about products, so I feel like this is almost like a review about some of them that I have been using, which have become a favorites already, which it gives me also the mindset that I have to film a favorites video, which I haven't done in a while. But yet, like always with my videos, you're gonna hear the roosters. I have the laundry machine on, so I mean, what is in the video of mine if it isn't filled with a lot of extra audio? So I do apologize. Like always, I'm gonna try to edit this as much as I can. So first things first, I want to start, I think when it comes to spring and summer, my makeup is not evolves around eyeshadow looks or lipstick. I think it typically goes with base. This time of year, if you guys don't know, I do live in Puerto Rico, which is the warmest weather ever. So of course, humidity has a great effect on my skin. So for example, right now I have really good skin, thank God. It has been because I'm using some new products, which I'm gonna talk to you guys later on a favorites, but I also started to see that sometimes less is more, so I try to avoid a lot of buildup when it comes to my skin. So typically on this time, I like to put my foundation in a drawer and basically just use mostly concealer and maybe like a primer, just to emphasize a little bit my skin. And I feel like that's just basically base to me right now, which is more so my staple when it comes to spring and summer makeup. So I think this is like the longest intro ever, so let's start. So now the first product that I have to talk about is this one from MAC. This one is one of the MAC strobe creams. This one is the travel size. I think this was like $10. I really wanted to try it on because this has been such a cold product that I don't know why I haven't tried it. I think because I have so much highlighters and cream base that I think that's why I didn't feel the urge to do so. But recently I saw some makeup tutorials that MAC was doing and I don't know why I really wanted to try it. I think it's because the skin looked incredible in these girls. Now if you guys know, the strobe cream has a lot of different shades, so I basically just picked up the original one. So I just put a little bit on my hands and I'm gonna basically just put this again all over my skin. If I wouldn't make this an everyday makeup, of course I would have put sunscreen first. If you guys know, I still use my Alvina one, which has become basically just an everyday thing. I love protecting my skin from the sun because it does makes a lot of difference. So now the texture of this, I feel like it's a little bit oily, but once I put it on my skin, it doesn't look oily at all. Actually it just sinks up, so it really just leaves this shine, which I really love. And as you guys can see already, it already creates a bit of glowiness, which I don't complain. And because I'm just going to use concealer, I really love that it makes just the best parts of my face glow, which is in this case my cheekbones, but I really love the way that it looks. Okay, so now let's start with coverage. Now I don't know if you guys remember when I talk about this one from Fenty Beauty, which is their newest concealer. I really wanted to try it and to be honest, I loved it. Now unfortunately I went 2 shades darker, so overall I don't use it as much as a concealer. I do use it in a bit as a foundation. I mean, I know that I already told you guys that I don't use foundation this time of year, but this one again, I use it just the inner part of my face because I really love the finish of this. And of course I already picked up the concealer shade because I really love it. It really reminds me a lot of the Urban Decay one, maybe because the applicator is quite similar. But basically what I do with this one is I go just like I mentioned to you guys before, just on the inner part of my face, basically just all around my nose, and as you guys can see, it is quite dark, but again I think it looks natural. That's why I like it. And for example, if I would have a pimple, I would love to cover it up with this one. So basically I just put this just right there. Let me get my sponge, which is back here, and then it's a bit wet, so basically I just start blending this out. And I don't know if you guys can see clearly, but it really has as well a bit of shine, and that's why I feel like as a base it works, and I really like it because it's really lightweight. And again, with Fenty Beauty, I mean, they work so much with shades when it comes to darker skin girls like myself, so that's why it's such a brand that I invest on, because everything looks good on you. Now, and basically this is it. This is what I do to coverage up basically my skin now, because I do have a bit of a darkness around my eyes. I like to go in with a concealer that definitely covers, so I'll go basically with my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and this one is in the shade, I think it's Biscuit. Yes, and this I just apply on the inner corners of my eyes. And also sometimes I put around my nose, because right here is a bit dark, and as well as around my mouth. And that's just basically all base done. So this is me on an everyday. I just place this mascara, definitely do my brows, a little bit of lipstick, and I'm out of the door. If I wouldn't make this like a really minimal one, but because this is gonna be a little bit more of a, I don't know, I feel like of a elaborated makeup tutorial, at least on my opinion. Obviously I'm gonna start laying up a few products in. So now it's time to put bronzer. I love bronzer in general, but actually I have been loving putting bronzer just right here underneath my eyes. And I know you're gonna say like that sounds weird, but I really like my skin when I go to the beach and I create a bit of sunburn right here. I really like it because it looks really natural, so that's exactly what I'm going to do, which I have it right here with my Clinique bronzer. I think this has been reformulated because I bought this years and years ago, but I still have so much product in, and I love it because it has a bit of sparkle, so it also creates a bit of glowiness, which you know that I love. And this one is in the shade number 4 Sunswept. So basically what I do is I use my fingers, and then I start to dab it right here. Again, I know this is weird, but I like it because it creates, as you guys see, like it burned myself a bit from the sun, and I don't know why, I kind of love it. And then I go, of course, on the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my cupid's bow, and then I go in with the brush to go basically where you typically put bronzer. That just basically is bronzer. It's the way that I typically now like to do it, because again, I kind of like that it looks a bit natural when I do it like that. So now it's time for blush. Now this time of year I like to go for cream blushes because again, they look really natural. I feel like they stayed in more because of the fact of humidity. So I haven't bought new ones, so I do have some great ones on my drawer, which are the Glossier Cloud Paints, which I have 2 of them right here, which are my 2 favorite ones, which is Dusk and Bean. So basically what I do is I mix them both on my hand, and then I start dabbing it in on the apples of my cheeks. So, and another point, I really wanted to talk about a bit of Game of Thrones. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but if you don't, obviously my Instagram is at Stefania Delu, and obviously on my Insta stories I always talk a little bit about the show. Now I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to ruin it for you if you haven't watched it, which if you haven't, what the heck have you been doing? This is like the greatest show ever. But this morning I was watching IGN, which I follow, and they have this section which is called Dragons on the Wall, which they obviously talk about each episode of Game of Thrones. So they recently did I believe it was like a final review or look back at the season, which to be honest, it was my least favorite one. And I really love it. I feel like they gave me a bit of closure because yes, I was really disappointed with the ending, with a lot of the ending of my favorite character. So again, I don't want to give a lot away because if you guys haven't watched it, I think that's so rude. But if you are, obviously I'm gonna link below the IGN reference that I'm talking about, but it's so good. Plus I feel like even though there was a bittersweet ending, there's still is so much Games of Thrones left. If you guys know, they're gonna do prequels, which I cannot wait. I mean, I would love to see like the beginning of the Targaryens. I think that would be even more interesting than what Games of Thrones right now was. And of course they're gonna do, I think, like spin-off of some characters, which I don't know if I'll be more into it. I think definitely I would be more into the prequels. And of course, I mean, there are 2 books left, which I think that will give me a bit of redemption. I'm crossing my fingers. I know that George Martin will make definitely will give more sense to the characters than HBO did. So yes, obviously I cannot wait for the books to come out, which I hope that they do before I turn 90. But well, what a journey, what a show. I mean, no matter what the ending was, it still will be my favorite show ever. So yes, RIP Games of Thrones, or at least obviously this genre one. So okay, going back to where you guys are here, I already placed my blush, and as you guys can see, I like it because it's really natural. Again, with the cloud paints, they catch a bit of light, which I always loved, and these 2 together, I feel like they are just the perfect duo. So sometimes when I have residue, I like to put it on my eyelids. And let me start processing this thing out because I already has been so much into this video already. I do apologize. So now it's time to go for highlighters, which I forgot to get it. Let me get it. And we're back. So of course, I think I don't need highlighter, but I am a lover of it, so I'm gonna put a little bit in it. And typically I like to put a powder one when I put basically a cream one underneath. So I'm gonna go for a 01, which is the Anastasia Glow Kit. I mean, it already broke, which is unfortunate, but as you can see, I still have so much product here, so I have to use them all. So basically I use them all, the 4 of them, and then I just tap up the excess, and I just go basically on the high points of my cheeks. Wait, this is not focusing. There it is. I mean, you can already see how beautiful these highlighters are, and I mean, they're basically my favorite. So I like to put on the bridge of my nose as well as on the high points of my cheeks. Okay, yes, so it's time now for the eyeshadow. Now with the eyeshadow, basically I just use my Naked Heat, which again I still use. I mean, this is, I think it's like my favorite ever eyeshadow palette because it has all warm tones, which are so me. So I'm going to be using just 2. I'm going to be using Cayenne and Ashes. Cayenne all over the eyelids, and then Ashes I'm going to use it more to create almost like a flick, and then I'm going to smudge it. And as well, I'm going to use these 2 colors on the lower on the bottom of my lower lashes. So I'm going to spit this one out so you guys can see the end of this video. So let's start with Cayenne. Okay, so now basically what I do is I take a bit of pigment. This one is from MAC, which is one of the Patrick Star, which you guys already saw in one of my tutorials. So now what I do is I take a brush, dab it in. Ooh, got too much out. I think this is the thing with pigments. They are everywhere. And I'm going to put on my eyelid, but also on my waterline. I think that's what really creates this look. So let's start. Okay, so my eyes are done. As you guys see, just really create some glitter, which I used to love back in the day. So I kind of love that I'm basically just taking it back. So now it's time to place mascara, and I'm going to use my favorite one, which still is my Lancome Monsieur Big. And this one is a waterproof because I need waterproof, or otherwise my mascara always smudges on me. Ooh, first thing first, I forgot to curl up my lashes, so let me get my lash curler. Okay, now it's time to do my brows, and now, shocker, I'm not using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Deep Brow Pomade, which I've used basically on all of my videos. I'm finally using something different, and it is the Benefit Brow, which a lot of you actually did recommend it, and I love it. I think I went too dark on the shade. Definitely, I think I should go for a lighter one because it does make my brows look incredible dark, which I don't mind because I like structured brows, but I don't know if I should go for a lighter one. And then I like to finish it up with this Anastasia Beverly Hills clear brow gel afterward, because it's really set them in place. So now this one, of course, I'm gonna speed it up because you guys know that I take my time with my brows because they're like my favorite thing to do. So let's start. Okay, I think they're done. I mean, like always with my brows, one always looks better than the other. So now it's time to put the Anastasia brow gel, which I like to brush them up. And I just really love they stay in place all day long, and the fact that they're clear, I think that's why I like it. So now by the end, it's time to talk about the lipsticks. So now I love Fenty Beauty Matte Muscle Lipstick, you guys know. So I recently picked up also a new shade, which is called Pumpkin Rose, which is this gorgeous, almost like peachy corally orange, and I love it. Now it is a little bit harsh on me, like it looks patchy on me. So basically I like to put first my Kylie Jenner's Dirty Peach lip liner all over it, and then I like to basically just dab in the Fenty Beauty one, and I really love the results. So again, let's speed these ones up because I do take my time. Okay, all done. Now if I really want to recreate the photo, of course I had to put my Hack Attack hat. I think it's done. So well guys, this is it. This is my spring to summer makeup look. Guys, like always, everything is going to be linked below, as well as my social media and my blog if you guys want to follow me there as well. But please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new, and comment below, let me know what your spring or summer makeup products. I definitely want to give a good read. But yeah, until then guys, bye.